I gave Fable 5 and GPT-5.6 the exact same prompts and asked them to build 4 completely different apps. Some of the results were ridiculously close, but others were not even in the same league. So in this video, I'll show you exactly where each model wins, how much each build costs, and help you answer the question, which model should you actually use for your work? By the way, my name is Michael, and over the past 2 years, I've built AI systems and solutions for 6+ figure businesses across the world. And now I'm sharing everything I've learned along the way. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the first demo. So first of all, I wanted to clone the actual app that I'm using, and I've decided to go with Loom. So this is the exact prompt that I've used. You can see it on the screen right now. And if you want to have access to it, I'll give you a link down below where you're going to be able to access all of the prompts that I've used today. And you'll notice that the prompt asks the models to build the core functionality and not copy the actual design of Loom. So here is what Fable produced for us. It's called Beam. And I didn't ask it to copy any design, but it kind of copied the colors, which is a bonus, I guess. And you can see that model actually ran through a couple of tests here before passing the work back to us, which is what I actually specified in the prompt itself. So yeah, let's see if it actually works. So I've got the option to select microphone and system audio. Let's leave both of those on. And yeah, let's click on start recording. So I have to choose the screen. Let's pick this one. So share. And looks like, hello, this is a test of a recording tool called Beam. So let me just click on stop and get link. Okay, looks like it worked. So I can just copy link. Oh, actually, I can just open link right here. And that takes me to the video and looks like I can play it. Hello, this is a... Oh, it's a bit loud. Damn. Okay, so from here, I can copy link again and I can also download the video. So if I click on download, it's going to download the video for me. That's cool. And looks like that's pretty much it. I know that Loom has a built-in video editor as well as like the reactions and comments. And it doesn't look like I've got any of that here, but the core functionality, which is the recording, is there. So if I click on this button here, that takes me to the dashboard, and this is where I've got my video. So yeah, get the job done. And here is what we've got from GPT 5.6. So it's called Frame, and it decided to go with a light theme instead. It used similar colors, which is also a bonus here, and it looks like it did a test as well, which is a good sign. So yeah, let's see if this one works. So start recording, and right away I can see that I've got one more option here, which is a camera, and that's something that Fable missed out on for some reason. But let's just select the microphone here and then choose screen. So again, I've got option to select the screen. Let's pick this one and share. Oh my god, so that isn't actually looking the way I expected it. So perhaps not the best attempt. So I can pause the video, resume. So let's just stop this, and obviously I can play the video back. That isn't actually looking the way I... Oh my god, that was so loud. I'm probably just gonna cut this part off, but the sound works. You have to trust me on that. I can see that I've got the reactions here. I can just spam the reactions. I love that. And that's pretty much it. So I've got a copy link as well. And if I go back to my recordings, yeah, so the recording appears in my library. That's cool. And from here, I can just, it's a huge copy link button here. So let me see if I can delete this. Yeah, so it does some sort of recording, but obviously not the screen recording that we want. So yeah, ChatGPT, almost there, almost there. But one thing that shocked me the most was the time and cost comparison. So for this build, Fable 5 took almost 35 minutes, whereas GPT 5.6 took just over 22 minutes to build, which isn't a huge time difference, right? But take a look at the cost difference. So Fable 5 actually spent equivalent of $37 in API costs, whereas GPT 5.6 spent just under $7 of API costs. And given the quality of output, okay, if we skip the actual recording part, I think those two apps looked and felt kind of similar to use, right? But the $30 difference is absolutely massive right here. And I think the recording issue, that would take maybe 2 or 3 prompts to fix. And even if that spent extra $3 or $4, that would still be a lot less than what we spent for Fable 5 to build the same app for us. And next, I've asked both models to build a website for me, but not just a typical website. I wanted this to be a full demonstration of creative and technical range that the models have. So this was the main motive for this prompt. And I wanted to have some sort of assemblage theme as well. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. But this is the prompt, and again, I'll give you access to it so that you can copy it yourself. And this is what Fable 5 produced for us. Let me just refresh the website. So you can see the keyboard coming together, and this is what I mean by assemblage. So I wanted to have like different elements flying in and then combining into some sort of thing. And I think I can, yeah, I can click the different buttons and it's going to make a sound. So let's see what happens if I scroll down. So yeah, by the way, this is like a landing page for a keyboard, I think. So let's take a look. And if I keep scrolling down, we're going to see different features. That's awesome. I wish that this image would come together as well, but that's completely fine as it is. And I've got different images. I think I can click. No, I can't even do anything on it. But the elements are interactive. Having said that, the actual keyboard layout isn't quite accurate. I think there's a couple of numbers missing and the keys as well. So that's that. And apart from that, it's looking good. So let's just keep scrolling. I've got the different themes. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. I love how this changes like that with a little wave animation. And that's pretty much it. So that was Fable's attempt at the most impressive website that I can think about. That's interesting. So let's take a look at what GPT 5.6 made for us. And again, let me refresh the page. And this one is for some sort of autonomous vehicle. So built for road. The spacing is a bit messed up here, but that's fine. Let's go. Oh, actually, can I actually click on it? No, I can't do anything. Okay, that's fine. Let's scroll down. So I've got some statistics here, and there doesn't seem to be much of an assemblance going on. And this is a bit broken as well, I can see. But let's just keep scrolling. Not that impressive. Okay, I think that's supposed to do something if I scroll through it, but it doesn't do anything. So pretty much none of the animated elements are there. I can click on different things here. I think those possibly are different types of vehicles, but that's just the same image. So it looks like ChatGPT tried to save my replicate API tokens and just used one image throughout. And yeah, that is pretty much it. And this time, the difference is even more significant. So Fable 5 took 48 minutes, 36 seconds to produce this, whereas Sol took only 17 minutes, 25 seconds. So I can clearly see the difference there. And the cost itself, I mean, oh my God. So Fable 5 spent almost $38 in terms of API costs, but Sol spent only $4, just over $4 on what we built. I know it's not as impressive, it's not as animated as what Fable 5 did, but was it actually worth $38? I mean, not really, right? If I were to score the models like I did in my previous video, I would give like 2 points to Fable right away, because obviously the quality was a lot better, but the cost came out to be significantly higher, and I don't actually think the output is worth it. But yeah, let's take a look at the build number 3. So the build number 3 is going to be a learning platform that people can use to learn about different things. So in this example, we're going to do ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, and any other civilization that the model decides to use. And here is the exact prompt that I've used on both models. So yeah, let's jump straight into the results. So this is what Fable produced for us. And right away, you can see that we've got 4 different civilizations. And I love the kind of globe view that we can move around. It's almost like a Google Earth type view. So I think I can click on each one of them. Yeah, it's going to move me right into the civilization. So this is ancient Rome. And I like the view right here. Obviously, it's not an actual render of a 3D kind of city, but it's, almost there. We've got a model and we've got all the information about the Colosseum right here. I've got different facts and the timeline. And I think that's pretty much it. I can click on different elements and I think that will, yeah, that'll move me closer to it. That's awesome. And I can zoom out from here and then click on different one. And then that's going to show me the information about the different elements right here, which is awesome. And let's see if we can go to a different one. So let's go to the Maya. And we've got the same kind of model here and different elements. So it gets the job done, I would say. Let's check ancient Egypt as well. And we've got an almost perfect image of a Sphinx. I mean, it tried its best, okay? It was set to a high effort and not extra high, so we have to keep that in mind. But yeah, it's looking like this at the moment. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's take a look what GPT 5.6 produced for us. And this is surprisingly better. So we've got a little heading here and the same kind of globe that we can move around. We've only got 3 civilizations, but that's totally fine. And I can click on those as well. And then that's going to show me the different information. And I think I can scroll. No, I can't scroll down. Okay, that's fine. So let's go to Rome, for example. And okay, so that is a little bit of a less quality render here. We've got the Colosseum with different elements here. Okay, that's cool. And can I scroll down? I've got field notes. Okay, so I can actually scroll down here. And this is where I've got some extra information about the topic and the timeline as well. That's also important. And we've got a little quiz even. Look at that. So, well, what did the Colosseum's circulation system reinforce? Was this one right? Yeah, so correct. I didn't know the answer, by the way, I just guessed it. So it's called that added the quiz. I didn't actually specify that in the prompt at all. Let's see if other civilizations have this as well. So let's go to Egypt, and this is what Egypt looks. Oh my, this is the Sphinx apparently, I think. Yeah, the Great Sphinx. Okay, I take it back. I actually love the Fable's Sphinx model. Let's not dive deep into this one. So if you click on field notes and scroll down, I've got the quiz right here as well. That's awesome. And it's not as interactive as the website I built last week when using Fable, but still, that pretty much gets the job done. So yeah, that was GPT 5.6, and now let's take a look at the time and cost comparison. And once again, the time difference is just massive. So Fable 5 took just over 53 minutes to build this, whereas GPT 5.6 with a better landing page took just 17 minutes. And again, we've got a $20 difference in cost. So $24 for Fable 5 and $4.52 for GPT 5.6. So again, absolutely massive when it comes to the percentage. And given the fact that I liked Soul's landing page more, maybe not the 3D elements, but the landing page was actually good. So I actually preferred this one. So last but not least, we've got a 3D world game that's set in kind of like a city environment with different vehicles that we can drive and also a real objective that we can achieve. And again, here's the prompt that I've used, so you can see it on screen right now. And let's jump straight into the final results. So this is what Fable produced. So it's not that impressive when it comes to the actual landing page. We've got a little instruction here, so let's click to play. And looks like this. And it's actually not that bad if you take into account the effort level that I've set. I set it to high on all of the tests that I've run. The controls are reversed for some reason, so if I click D, it moves to the left, but if I do A, it moves to the right. So I've got the objective here as well, and I think I can pretty much do anything with a character. So I can sprint, I can jump, and I've got a view, so I click a view, so that switches to first person. That's awesome. Let's see if I can actually drive the vehicle. So E, and it makes a sound as well. I love it. And yeah, the controls are working, so that's fine. And I can switch between views as well. That's awesome. So we can see that it's working. I've played it a little bit before, so I've got a little bit of experience there already. But let's see if we can go here. So street race. Oh wow, I didn't actually know it's got those kinds of objectives. So press E to start. Okay, so street race starts, and I think I've got different checkpoints that we can complete. So it looks like all the functionality is actually there. So this is what we've got from GPT 5.6, and it's got a lot nicer landing page. So let me just click enter the borrow. So that takes me straight into the game. So right away, you can see that it doesn't look near as good as Fables 5. I'm not even gonna talk about the character. I don't know what that is, but anyway, and I can't seem to be able to jump. I can sprint, I can move around, and I think I can switch here. I can switch between the views. That's cool, but I can't jump. So let's see if the car works. So F, and looks like everything is working as expected. There are no sound effects on this one, which is a bit of a shame, but let's see if we can complete the tasks. It looks like I can't for some reason. Nope, nothing. So yeah, not as well made, quote unquote, as the previous one, but at least I can drive around and probably do some of the stuff here. And also the map is reversed, so if I move forward, you can see that my map is actually moving back, or my character on the map is moving back. Not sure why that is. And for this one, it was quite close when it comes to time. So 38 minutes versus 28 minutes for GPT 5.6. But look at the cost difference, $40 more to build the game that you just saw. So it had all the elements and those were working, right? So we had objectives, we could switch between different views, we could crash with different objects, and it was all working fine. We even had the sound effects, and all of that was kind of missed by GPT 5.6. We had some objectives there, but we couldn't actually complete them. So once again, is it actually worth it? I don't know, probably not. And by the way, if you want to know how I got the time and cost estimates, so I actually read what's called a JSON-L transcript that each session had, and that contained the details of the tokens that was spent, and also that way I could get the model to estimate the token spent and also the time that it took to answer the query. And this is the exact prompt that I've used, and I'm going to give you access to that as well. So all of the apps that I've built today were run locally, so those were not accessible by anyone else but me. And if you want to make your app or website accessible to others, you have to use something like Netlify or Vercel to get it on the internet, and that will give you a URL that you can access it. And it's very simple. So all you do is you tell Claude or tell ChatGPT that you want to deploy your app on Netlify or Vercel, and it will ask you to create an account. It will also ask you to create a GitHub account as a middle point between the two. But it's very simple. So if you want to get your app live on the internet, this is what you have to do. And by the way, if you want to replicate any of the apps that I've built, I've also instructed the models to write a prompt.md file, and that contains a set of instructions that you can copy into your own Claude Code or GPT 5.6, and it will produce the same exact app for you. It won't include any file structure or anything like that, but it will just include a set of instructions that the model can follow. So that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you got a lot of value from this video, and I hope to see you again in the future. So see you in the next video.